iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na! Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Sumasaya Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na, MPBL na. Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao.
We proceed to Sarangani versus Pampanga for our main event. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service, alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sydney Crespo. Now, days ago, when you were on social media, I'm sure you saw the post of the Quezon Huskers that Will Gozum will be out for the season for their squad. So, Coach Mike, break it down to us, the impact of that loss for Quezon.
Well, I think the impact of that is they're losing an energy guy, that's able to provide that much, I guess, punch when it comes to the team chemistry on the floor. They're losing roughly about 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists altogether. But the good thing about Quezon is that they do it by committee. And so they have enough people in the roster. You talk about Minerva, you talk about Sandagon, you can even talk about Robin Ronyo to fill up that spot. And so this really just shows the depth of the roster of Quezon, but really they will feel that absence of Will Gozum.
Alvin Abundo will attest to that confidence that they have for the rest of their big men, but more of that later on. Let's get the right diagnosis from our courtside reporter, Sydney Crespo. Sid, what actually happened to Will Gozum?
Yes, gentlemen, reliable rotation player. Yan ang nawala sa Quezon Huskers after mag-sit out ni Will Gozum for the whole season. No? Apparently, according to Coach Richie Tecson, madali daw makita agad yung tear o yung naging injury nito ni Will. Hindi na kailangan ng multiple diagnosis. Ganun daw kalinaw yung nangyari sa kanya. Unfortunately, next week, they will try kung pwede nang operahan si Will Gozum, and then it will take 8 to 10 months for his recovery, and hopefully daw sakto for the next season.
All right, thank you, Sid. We'll get well soon, but again, as mentioned by Coach Mike, a lot of people can step up, and we have to remind everybody there will be a window wherein our teams will be able to recruit. Recently, the PBA 3x3 just announced that they won't continue, so there would be a couple of players who will be available for the MPBL. Some of them actually played in the league years back. Now let's talk about the previous game of the Negros Muscovados. They lost against the San Juan Knights, the third or second season champions of the MPBL.
Yeah, it's deadlocked at the first quarter, but they only had 9 points in the second quarter. The biggest deficit were roughly about 24 points in the fourth. There were 4 players from Quezon that scored in double digits. But really, you look at the numbers, it really boils down to the field goal percentage, not so much of attacking the defense. Therefore, they got lesser free throw attempts and makes. And chasing the boards and running the offensive floor is really the thing that, did well para sa kanila. Rebounds right there, 36 versus 55. Laki ng disparity dyan. Minus 19 on rebounds, minus 11 on fast break points. And whenever you're losing on the fast breaks and the rebounds, that tells a lot on the outcome of the game.
It's been a challenge for Negros lately after starting the season 3-0. So after that, they've been 1-5 in our 6th season. Well, this guy has been leading the way for them. Renz Palma, as I mentioned, he is a premier small forward. 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 dimes in their previous game.
And rightfully so, because a lot of experience, lalo na championship, ang makukuha mo dito kay Renz. And so it matters that he performs and is expected to be that guy para dito sa Negros.
By the way, he was already so familiar in how to take on the San Juan Knights here in the MPBL. On the other end for the Quezon Huskers, in their previous game, it was against Batangas City, one of the greatest games that we have covered so far in the 6th season of our league.
And I guess every time you go up against Batangas, expect that it's going to be a battle. No? It was a deadlock in the first quarter, a slow second quarter. Para dito sa Quezon had only 14 points versus that of 21 by Batangas, but they steadily produced enough to win that game in overtime. And really boils down to composure and making big shots in the big moments of the game. The offensive execution and turned out to be really good defense and running fast breaks and efficient shot making para dito sa Quezon, which did them in. Plus 12 points in the paints and even plus 13 fast break points altogether for the Huskers.
Well, the word is all together for them. As mentioned by Gabanal, he shared the premium of getting that Best Player award for the rest of his team dahil nga deserving din sina Simon Sandagon, Cyrus Torres, Judel Fuentes, LJ Gonzalez and company. But Gabanal himself deserved to be the player of that game.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, in as much as we saw the leadership of LJ, he was really the steady force right there in that game para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
Those were his MVP numbers, by the way, back in Season 2 of the MPBL. That's Gabanal. Now we turn you over to Miguel Perez.
98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite and on Filipinas Live app. The 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6, presented by Extreme. Here are the starters. First, Negros Muscovados. Starting at forward, number 20, Mark Atabay. Also at forward, number 10, Pio Longa. Starting at center, number 1, James Una. At guard, number 9, Hubert Cani. And the other guard, number 77, Renz Palma. Their head coach is Bonnie Garcia. Assistant coaches, Juan Miguel Martin, J.M. Lagumen, and Arbel Kamaling. Team managers are Randall Patricio, Ruel Weber, and Rocky Gomez. Team owners are John Gilbor and Grace Gilbor. And now the starters for the Quezon Huskers. Starting at forward, number 12, Rodel Gravera. At center, number 5, Simon Sandagon. Starting at guard, number 7, the Iceman, Domark Matiliano. Also at forward, number 77, Gab Banal. And the other guard, number 13, LJ Gonzalez. The head coach for the Quezon Huskers is Eric Gonzalez. Assistant coaches Richie Tixon, Nash Rosella, Ed De La Torre, Luis Solasco, Jonathan De Guzman, and Bernard De Guia. Team manager is attorney Don Capunan. Team owners are...
We have our starting fives brought to you by Buenas. It's Hubert Cani with Renz Palma, Mark Atabay, James Una, and Pio Longa for the Negros Muscovados. And then it's LJ Gonzalez, Tomark Matiliano, Simon Sandagon, Gabanal, and Rodel Gravera for the Quezon Huskers. So right now, it's Gravera who will be getting the minutes ahead of the injured Will Gozum, who will be out for the rest of the season. It will soon will. And this is such a nice opportunity presented onto another former FEU Tamarao in Rodel Gravera. He does have that chemistry already with LJ Gonzalez, Simon Sandagon, Cyrus Torres, among others. Thank you for joining us. This is Pix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sidney Crespo. A mystery by Matiliano, but there's the cleanup by Gravera. Unable to score though. Oh, such a sorry miss.
Pero doon mo makikita yung value ng tong mga bigs nitong Quezon Huskers. They're very mobile. You know, long or short the coverage, they can actually recover and get to it.
That's why it's going to be a long night for the likes of James Una and Mark Atabay. I did have a quick conversation with Mark before this game as Hubert Cani makes the three-pointer. Unay and Atabay are expecting to be really challenged, not only by the power, the size, the length of the bigs of Quezon, but also their speed.
Yeah. I think speed talaga ang key differentiator dyan. If you talk about the bigs of Quezon, I mean, I guess the only one who's slower there would be, you could argue, Christian Bunyag would be, you know, a little bit on the slow side. But everyone else, talagang yung mobile big men that can actually play wing.
Sa lagay na yun, mabagal na si Christian Bunyag.
Oh, di ba? If you relate it to the other guys.
Yeah,
di ba?
exactly.
But he can actually cover the length of the floor then. Ito si Christian Bunyag.
Now here's the main big man of the Quezon Huskers, Simon Sandagon. In the words of Gab Banal, he is the most ideal big man that one would dream of here in the MPBL because of how hardworking he is. We saw his impact in their previous game. Ito si Simon Sandagon, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 blocks against Batangas City.
And as much as we talk about yung mga wings na ito ng Quezon, how about the leadership of LJ Gonzalez over the past games? He's really cemented himself as that guy alongside everyone else for the Quezon Huskers.
Well, that's what happens when you bring in a former King Tamaraw with so much confidence already. Pero alam mo kasi na hindi magbabakaw yan si LJ Gonzalez.
Yeah, right.
There you go. A pass on to Gravera. He just lost space. But speaking of LJ's unselfishness in their previous game, he took 11 shots. So that's third behind Jodel Fuentes and Gab Banal. But you would really feel that this guy has been very calculated, especially for a young man in the MPBL.
Yeah, and he allows the other players to be, you know, shining in moments that's deserving of them. Pero come clutch time, pag kailangan siya, that's when LJ comes. So if you look at his points in that game, he was actually 4 points second quarter, 2 points in the third, and then 8 in the fourth. But napakalaking bagay for a team to have that confidence in your point guard to be actually directing everything and efficiently doing it.
Off of the turnover. We're back with Negros. Hubert Cani off to the left. Rebound, Gab Banal. Oh, it was actually obtained by James Una. Una, by the way, will be gone anytime soon because he still will be playing for his collegiate team. And that only means Negros has to recruit big men.
Yeah. And those guys from NCAA, I guess, would be gone by the 30th, tama ba?
Yes,
yeah,
by the end of June.
By the end of June, right.
Now we just saw an offensive rebound again. And Mark Atabay was fouled, so he will proceed to the line. Mark Atabay has gone a long way in terms of his progress here in the MPBL. I'll talk more about that later on because now we'll listen in to Sidney Crespo.
After losing to the Knights, Coach Bonnie Garcia admits it was one of their worst games. Their struggle in rebounds and free throws are the most concerning for him. Kwento nga ni Coach Bonnie, hindi rin madali ang kanilang schedule. Iloilo, San Juan, Quezon, tapos Pampanga pa. His priority now is to make sure everyone can still compete at a high level at ma-manage ang fatigue factor. Kumpiyansa daw ang lagi niyang hinihingi every game and in practices. Pinapaalala lang niya na pwedeng mapagod at matalo rin minsan, pero sana hindi mo wala ng kumpiyansa. In this game, he's hoping na mas may rhythm sila dito kaysa Quezon na mas mahaba ang bakasyon. Mix and Coach Mike?
Well, that is the pressing topic for the Negros Muscovados. They don't have the deepest of rotations. In their previous game, they only played 10 players.
Yeah.
May umabot mo nga ng 30 minutes si Renz Palma. The others at 26 to 28 minutes. And so, let's see if they can take good care of themselves. And can they actually recruit some guys come that window?
Yeah, tsaka yung game na yun sa San Juan was actually their most lopsided game. They lost by 21 in that match and allowed 85 points to be scored by their opponent. So it's so much higher than their normal points allowed, which is 78. So kaya tama yung sabi ni Coach Bonnie, medyo mahirap tanggapin yung pagkatalo na yun.
At least they have a good chance today. They're still up 7-5 with 6.5 minutes remaining in the opening frame. Hubert Cani, another former FEU Tamaraw, by the way, just got fouled.
At saka nagpapahirap dito sa Quezon is that they're so disciplined defensively. I mean, everybody just understands kung nasaan ang coverage nila, whether it's a switch or you stay home, you go under or you go over on screens. Everybody just follows the script and the game plan.
Well, that's what makes a championship team. After all, they've already won a chip in the PSL, but this is different. This is a longer season in the MPBL featuring more teams. And again, they would like to continue that trend wherein we haven't seen a repeat champion in the history of the MPBL. He would also want to continue the trend established last year by Pampanga, as Sandagon missed on that dunk, because Pampanga won the PSL Championship and then they won the MPBL Championship. As now, Mark Atabay scores in the interior.
One of the few times you see a rare breakdown defensively, as everybody got caught in that moment of that missed dunk.
They have a timeout. A lot of sense of urgency now for Coach Eric Gonzalez and the rest of the Quezon Huskers. It's not the best of starts for them, 4-9. This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Hubert Cani able to locate Mark Atabay in the interior. So that's a good sign, because I was kidding around with Jason Opiso before this game na dating kakampi ni Mark Atabay sa Marikina. Tinanong ko si Jason, how proud are you with Mark Atabay's progress? At sabi niya, ang layo na ng narating niya, iba na yung kumpiyansa, iba na yung tapang on the court. And what matters the most is the fact that he can already finish however he may want to, especially in the interior. Dati raw kasi, hindi siya pinapasahan ng kanyang mga teammates dahil hindi masyadong makashoot itong si Mark Atabay. But again, he's come a long way from Marikina to Negros.
Yeah, but I'm a bit surprised na ganun pala yung situation ni Mark, kasi when I saw him in Marikina, he was actually knocking down crucial shots in baskets in games.
Or maybe before that. Oh! That was a foul by Una to try to stop the dunk by Rodel Gravera.
Oh my goodness, see that. Wow.
Nothing unsportsmanlike. Actually, it was impressive that Gravera was still able to protect that ball.
And even the challenge of Una, you know, iba rin eh.
Well, isn't it, how should I say this? Like what you would expect from a young guy like him.
Yeah.
Lalong yung dalawang yan, bata versus bata. He would still go at it mid-air as Gravera converts from the stripe.
Even Gravera can actually, you know, give that energy, I guess, na nami-miss nila from Will Gosum. So a lot of players can actually plug in, but iba rin talaga yung Will Gosum.
It's 9-4 now. Renz Palma was fouled. Was he hurt though?
Oh, he's holding on to that left leg.
Okay, he's good.
He's good, yeah.
And I hope everybody understands where we're coming from. Kanina, dun sa report ni Sydney, na pag-usapan natin na mahirap na mabawasan pa ng player itong Negros Muscovados.
Yeah.
Renz Palma converting from the stripe. Champion himself back in Season 4 with Nueva Ecija. Second free throw is good.
So for the most part, itong Negros really highly dependent on their starters. With Comia coming off the bench, you know, that I guess is one of the key contributions from the bench. Oh, what a shot by Gab.
Three-pointer for the former MVP who had 4 threes versus Batangas City en route to his 20 points. A miss by Palma. And here come the Huskers. 7-11. Good tap by Hubert Cani. But a counter steal. That was initiated by Gabanal. The Iceman will fire. That's a 3 for Domark Matiliano.
If you're Domark, you're actually one of the guys that's benefiting from having a guard like LJ Gonzalez. I mean, the way that he passes that ball, talagang nasa, ano mo, sa pocket pass na, sasaluhin mo na lang, titira mo.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. A couple of seasons ago, with Muntinlupa and even with Bacolod, Domark Matiliano wouldn't have an easy shot like this because the defense was just centered upon him. As you mentioned, his life is easier nowadays, and they have trimmed the lead down to 2. There you see Enzo Serrano at the sideline. We also have Balti here, by the way, near us. Later on, the Giant Lanterns will defend their home court against the ever so unpredictable Sarangani Marlins, who attempt so many threes. Let's see if they can make it rain here in San Fernando, Pampanga. But now it's Quezon versus Negros. Under 5 minutes remaining in the opening frame. Renz Palma. There's the roller. Mark Atabay will score.
Ganda ng pagkakapasa na yun ni Renz. I mean, pocket pass from the elbow and a good roll by Mark. Just good read between the two.
6 points now for Mark Atabay. LJ Gonzalez will dance against Pio Longa. Now they go to Gabanal. A good look. In and out.
Ito, nakasona ngayon yung Negros. Medyo sinusubukan nila kung makakashoot ba sa labas itong Quezon. Kasi kung hahayaan nila makadrive yun, drive and kick, mas delikado eh.
Pass inside. Rodel Gravera matched up against Atabay. Up top to Gabanal. Back to Rodel. Now he will attack. That's stolen away by James Una. Hubert Cani. Pull up. Short. Rebound Una. That's a foul by Gabanal.
I'm sure Quezon's not gonna be happy na hindi nila na-control yung defensive rebound doon. We harp about how they rebound. That one, wala.
This play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Two-man game between Renz Palma and Mark Atabay. Ayun ang sinasabi natin, kaya niya nang tumapos sa loob.
Yeah.
Okay, so it seems like Cyrus Torres, who just got inserted, has some fans here in Pampanga. I'm trying to read their signs. Kung tagasan itong si Cyrus Torres. Because everything indicates that he is a homegrown of Pampanga. But we need to get a better view of those tarps upstairs.
Well, that is interesting. Kung talagang taga dito nga, homegrown from here. But Cyrus is one of those knockdown shooters para dito sa Quezon, eh, no? And yung mga 3 points niya in moments na kailangan mo.
Oh, he was scoreless in the first 4 quarters versus Batangas City and had back-to-back threes from the same corner in overtime.
The left corner was very friendly to Cyrus.
And it was actually needed, his presence on the court, because Judel Fuentes tweaked his ankle.
Yeah.
And that's why Judel is unavailable for today's game. Jason Opiso also had a clutch 3 in that game, and now he just converted.
Well, you just love a big man that can actually shoot that range from the outside, lalo na on a slip screen, where you fake that screen and just go to an open spot.
15-12, 3 minutes in the opening frame. Hubert Cani, that's generations of Tamaraos.
Yeah.
Cani unable to convert. Here's another Tamaraos, Cyrus Torres. Three-pointer, short. Rebound Quezon, that's a foul by Una.
Well, dun sa sequence na yun, starting off with that defense of LJ on Hubert, nakikita mo talagang nakastay in poise lang yung depensa ni LJ. Is not biting on any of the game moves of Hubert Cani. But when you swing over to the other end, you know, the activity on the rebounds para dito sa Quezon Huskers really gave them this offensive rebound and sending Domark to the line.
The first gimme is no good for the Iceman. 15-12 is the tally. 2 minutes and 48. Second free throw is good. Alvin Abundo will now check in to replace Domark Matiliano. So this is their full second unit. Abundo, Tomas Torres, Jason Opiso, Cyrus Torres, and Lander Cannon. Jeff Comia swings it over. Atabay back to Jeff. Pass on to Mark. That's stolen away. Lander Cannon. On to Cyrus Torres. The San Fernando native misfires. Rebound. No putback for Lander Cannon.
Boy, opportunities like those na kumbaga second chance points na yun. You'd like to think that Quezon is so much better that they're actually number 2, averaging 15.9 per game. Number 1 is actually Pampanga with 20. But right now, that's 0. A big 0 on the second chance points para dito sa Quezon versus that of 7 for Negros. So, isa yun sa mga bagay, I guess, na medyo na-frustrate ng konti itong coaching staff ng Quezon.
Well, shooting hasn't been too friendly for these two teams. Quezon is only at 25% and Negros at 30%. Although Negros is third to the last in field goal shooting at 37% per game. My question is, could that actually benefit them in today's game? Kasi sanay silang hindi ganong kataas ang porsyento nila. On the other end, that's not the case for Quezon.
That's right. And so, I guess matter of perception kung how they view it. And hopefully, they just forget about those numbers and keep performing. And, every possession is unique to itself. And so, in the hope na mas maganda magiging outcome.
It is 17-13. Jason Opiso misfires. And there's the putback by Lander Cannon.
That's the first, second chance points here for Quezon. And yun talaga yung crash rebounding by their bigs.
And that has been the call of Lander Cannon, even when he was with Bacoor and Pasig City. 90 seconds before the end of one. Gayolingo. The attack and the miss. Rebound Opiso. Forward Abundo. Cyrus Torres. Back to Alvin. Daylight. Too easy. And that's Quezon has the lead.
And that's just pure confidence right there, Mix. I mean, for you to come in off the bench, take that shot, understands the philosophy. Libre ako, walang bantay, titira ko to. Yun ang pinag-usapan natin, di ba?
First advantage in this game for the Quezon Huskers. Alvin Abundo had 2 threes out of 4 tries in the previous game. All of his points came from downtown. Capobres lost his defender. That's another sorry miss, and there's a loose ball foul.
So far, what we've seen from Negros is they're executing. Ang ganda ng ball movement, ang ganda ng man movement, but it really just doesn't end in a made basket. And so at the end of the day, every offense looks beautiful if it's a made shot.
18-17, back with Quezon, 45 seconds. Jason Opiso. On to Lander Cannon. Hand off to Cyrus. Wow. Nice roll. Sorry miss for Lander Cannon. One more chance though for Quezon. Tomas Torres. Back to Cannon. 8 on the shot clock. Cyrus Torres. Cyrus able to escape. Tomas Torres will fire. Off to the right. Rebound Jem Cruz. 14 seconds.
Chance to get the driver's seat.
Comia with a size advantage. That's a foul. He was able to fish for it. It's 2 free throws.
It was coming. You have that advantage with Comia. I mean, strength and all that close to the basket. Definitely advantage kay Jeff.
So this was the guy who you described as the pivotal piece coming off the bench for Negros. In their 10-man rotation in their previous game, one player played 3 minutes and 2 other players played 7 minutes, which means the other 7 really spent a lot of time on the floor.
Yeah.
As Tomas Torres, with the time winding down, will miss. And that's going to do it for our opening frame. We're back to square one.
Yeah, deadlock game. Well, initially it was actually Negros that was dictating it for the most part, but then again, Quezon came back and did their basketball stuff, and was able to try and bridge that gap. And right now we're deadlocked at 18.
Hubert Canis started things for Negros with 5 quick points. That's his whole tally in the opening frame. The leading scorer was Mark Atabay for Negros Muscovados. Here's one of his baskets. On the other end, it's well distributed for the Quezon Huskers.
Yeah.
Let me count. 4 from their starting lineup and 3 from the bench. So that's 7 total players who have already scored for Quezon already in this game. This end of the first quarter score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL, basta ending GameX. Back inside the Brenzilla Convention Center in San Fernando, Pampanga. Second quarter about to begin for Negros and Quezon. Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes is present alongside Head of Basketball Operations Emer Oreta and Head of Security Rudy Distrito. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Sidney Crespo. Later on, it will be Pampanga versus Sarangani. Jem Cruz, no good on his three-pointer. Well, that's a guy who started the season very well. Things have normalized for him recently.
Yeah, and you do expect a lot more from Jem. After all, as you see the field goals here, 4 out of 6 and 5 out of 19. And to your point kanina, medyo hindi maganda yung percentage for both the teams in the first quarter.
So now both are at 25% off of that miss by Tomas Torres. Lingo onto the corner, Jeff Comia. Screen by Brix Ramos. Jeff left wide open. Off to the right, offensive rebound for Brix. This is his former team, by the way. The Quezon Huskers talking about Brix Ramos. As Comia spins and scores, basket and one.
And there's really so much that Comia can actually contribute to this Negros Muscovados team. I mean, the way that he creates and finishes from outside or even post-ups, he's just a threat.
This play of the game is brought to you by Buenas Spin Cycle by Jeff Comia, something that we have been very well used to. Kahit anong uniform pa ang kanyang isuot. Zamboanga, Sarangani, Negros.
Tsaka lahat ng pinuntahan niya, key piece siya ng rotation, no? And he's just out there really balling.
21-18. Lander Cannon. Handoff to Cyrus Torres. Nice pass. Lander Cannon. Another field goal.
Just beautiful basketball right there by Quezon. Coaches talk about structured offense versus conceptual based. Yan ang difference if you're conceptual based. It makes you a little bit unpredictable kung paano mo atakihin yung offense. Well, like it's structured pass to one, pass to number two. You know, iba talaga pag concept based, and that's just what the Quezon has been showing us.
Kumbaga, read and react.
Read and react lang, that's right.
Pass inside. It was a bit too low for Jason Apiso.
Tsaka technically parang 1 versus 3 yung nasa loob, no? Medyo tight yung pasa and he got outnumbered. Something you want offensively is to get the numbers game, yung lamang ka sa defense.
Let's see the replay of that beautiful read and react play by Lander Cannon and Cyrus Torres. Cannon is now 2 out of 4 from the field. Although the 2 misses that he had were very sorry misses.
Yeah, ang lapit diba?
I have to commend Brix Ramos for working so hard in the interior because, again, this guy is naturally a point guard. And for him to play the big man role, I think he's the center right now. Yes, he is.
Medyo mahirap yung transition. I mean, mahirap na yung transition from wing guy to point guard. Pero point guard to center, medyo mabigat yata.
Well, the good thing is he has the size to do so.
Yeah.
Comia. No good. Offensive rebound and the putback for Bill Gayolingo.
That's just a missed rebounding coverage right there para sa Quezon. Gotta do better than that. Understanding that, you know, locate the nearest guy with the ball and the opportunity to rebound.
We've seen 12 second chance points, by the way, for Negros and only 3 for Quezon.
Yeah. Ironically, ano?
Oo, sabi mo, number 2 ang
Number 2
Quezon
ang Quezon.
with 16 second chance points per game. Here's Gayolingo. To Brix Ramos. Everybody's playing from outside.
Yeah. Tama yung disparity ng size ni Lander tsaka ni Brix. Ang laki.
Capobres fouled. Now I wonder if Negros can actually take advantage of this lineup, because with Ramos in there, Capobres, Jem Cruz, and Comia, then everything should be switchable.
Yeah, that's right. Everything is switchable. They can run faster the other way so long as they get to control that defensive rebound. Either get the 50-50 ball or control the defensive rebound. So it's, you know, live turnover. Ika nga.
Now let's go back to Sydney.
Migs and Coach Mike, kanina sa warm-up, hinahanap ko si Coach Eric Gonzalez. Nakaupo siya mismo sa likod ng ring mag-isa habang pinapanood mag-shooting ang Huskers. He shares to me that from this warm-up shooting, he can already determine kung paano vina-value ng kanyang players ang bawat possession, how they naturally react to a miss, and how they adjust if they do. His pre-game warm-up shows his attention to details. At sa larong ito, he wants to celebrate effort. Sinabi niya sa dugout that they will celebrate effort big time and first by giving chance to his quote-unquote effort guys, lalo na ngayon without Will. Isa na dyan si Cyrus Torres na tama ka, Migs. He's born and raised in Santo Tomas, Pampanga bago siya nag-aral sa FEU kung saan niya unang nakasama si Coach Eric in Season 82. Back to you guys.
There you have it. So he is a homegrown after all. Itong si Cyrus Torres. Thank you, Sydney, for that information. And I like what she said about Coach Eric observing his players during warm-up. Wala silang takas at all.
You know what I loved about that, Migs, yung report na ni Sydney, is that exactly on point. She talked about making shots, you know, and effort on the guys. Pag tinignan mo yung stats, they're number 2 in second chance points, which involves a lot of effort. And then they're number 4 and number 5 in field goal makes and 3-point makes nung inoobserbahan niya yung shooting. So there you go. Makikita mo na yung philosophy ng coaches and yung mentality really translates to what you see in the numbers the teams perform.
One of the effort guys for Quezon is Jason Opiso, who just scored with a putback as a foul was called on the other end. It's on Simon Sandagon. Now it's Robin Ronyo on the screen. Good to have him back. Last year he was big time alongside Francis Stamsi in making threes for the Huskers. Okay, so now we have Christian Bunyag in the game for the first time, and he will defend Mark Atabay.
Yeah, and he could be one big guy. I'm speaking of Christian that can actually plug in yung effort sa side ni Will Gosum. Kasi ito talagang humahabol ito eh. The length of the floor. Close out man yan o long rebound. He's gonna actually run for it.
Now, we did joke about him, who could be potentially the slowest player for Quezon. But don't get us wrong. We're not saying that he is slow. We're just saying that everybody's fast for the Huskers. And the fact that Bunyag actually has huge strides, he can use it to his advantage.
That's right.
As Robin Ronyo escapes, and he was fouled.
Yeah, and point in case, kita mo, Christian Bunyag was the last guy on the other end of the floor, but he was still, you know, sprinting down the other end. And nakikita mo yung effort sa side ni Christian. Back even when he was playing for Mapua in college, that's really how he's been.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Robin Ronyo converting. The time came from Topeng Lagrama, who was big time versus Batangas City with 5 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and a dagger of a three-pointer.
At saka yan ang hindi mo mako-question pagdating sa diin sa laro. Itong si Robin. Palaging nandyan yan. And, you know, at some point, minsan nagiging leader pa nga yan eh.
Oh, he is.
On the floor.
Very vocal as a person. Si Robin Ronyo. Why not use it in basketball? Hubert Cani for 3. So that's his first points after his first 2 baskets early in the game.
And that's a good sign for Hubert. They're gonna need those outside sniping to spread out the defense. Was it
a poor closeout? because the basket will count and Gravera will proceed to the line.
Yeah, I think he blocked the vision of Gravera as he rose for that shot.
Okay, the thing is, back in the day, that was legal.
Yeah.
Even Kobe Bryant would try to teach you that. But nowadays, hindi na po. You have to adapt.
Medyo sinundot rin pala yung yung sa dibdib. Yun ang
Okay.
tawag. Right.
So hindi rin pala umabot sa
Hindi
mukha.
rin umabot.
28-26, under 5 minutes in the second. Hubert Cani onto Jem Cruz, the usual pick and pop. Short though. Forward pass, stopping Negrama. The feed onto Opiso. Back to Topeng. Inside, Bunyag is fouled.
Now Mark's gonna have his hands full against Christian Bunyag. Kasi si Christian, ano yan eh, he keeps on, going to open spots and always locates guys nearest him when it comes to rebounds. So he's earned this free throw trip.
They have a timeout. Quezon is up by 2, 28-26. Let's see that put back by Jason Opiso. And we have our lucky fans of the game, brought to you by Buenas, some supporters of Quezon Province here in Pampanga. The Quezon Huskers in their next 3 games will take on Bicolandia on June 7, Sarangani on June 20, but that June 13 game is a must-watch matchup for us in the MPBL versus Batang Kankalu in Caloocan. And we did argue, as Caloocan won their game prior to this one versus Mindoro, that Caloocan hasn't won against a team with a winning record. So Quezon has to be wary. Free throw missed by Christian Bunyag. You mentioned he played for Mapua before, and so he played for San Juan.
Yes,
ganun naman yun.
right. Yeah, he did play for San Juan.
Now, I did mention when we were talking about Will Gozum during our pregame that it will be a tryout for everybody in this rotation for Coach Eric Gonzalez as to who will earn the minutes left by Will Gozum. But there is that argument for the recruitment come the window. I tell you, there are some 3x3 players. Oh, nice lob. As Negrama gives it up to Rodel Gravera. There are some 3x3 players who could really make their impact in this league.
Yeah.
I'll give you one name, among others. Alfred Batino. Back in the day, he was such a staple for the Bataan Risers. I think he played for Meralco for the longest time in 3x3. That's a guy who I think a lot of people or a lot of teams would be fighting for here in the MPBL.
And I'm sure yung situation na yun, as you see this fast break play here, this was the alley-oop right there for Simon. Gravera rather.
Yeah, sometimes it gets tricky between Gravera
Magkahawi
and
kasi
Sandagon.
yung frame tsaka yung lundag.
Hubert Cani is at the stripe. We're down by 4. Now it's 3 points as the deficit for Hubert and company. Cani is 1 point away from double figures. Gonzalez up top to Topeng Negrama. Screen by Bunyag. There's the roll.
Yeah.
Christian misses on the layup.
But he had the right thing. Quick roll underneath. Just really couldn't make that shot.
Renz Palma working with Mark Atabay. Cross court. Here's Jeff Comia. Atabay, he's worked on that. Short.
Yun yung mga shots na normally makeable para kay Mark eh.
Binibigay nga naman sa kanya. Kanyang mga kalaban.
Yeah, rightfully so.
And again, that can be crucial in pulling away the bigs of their opponents. LJ Gonzalez misses.
Oh.
Christian Bunyag with a cleanup.
Yeah, he did that cleanup, pero nakita mo yung trabaho ni Mark Atabay. Alam niya si Christian Bunyag eh. Nilolocate niya, binabox out niya, but talagang effort-wise yun ang ibibigay sa'yo ni Christian.
I wonder if Bunyag can be that guy for Quezon. Because he can't teach height. He already has a big advantage in that category.
Yeah,
As Hubert Cani shakes off La Grama and he was fouled by the help defense. That was Robin Ronyo.
Well, for a quick moment there, medyo na-freeze yung defense ni Topeng, and so that gave enough space for Hubert to operate on going on that right side of the floor.
Oh, that's the thing about Hubert Cani. He has the handles.
Yeah.
For sure. If EU pa lang, nakita na natin yan. Nakita rin natin yan sa PBA 3x3. Kung saan, mandatory na nga yun eh. Dahil talagang marami kang makikitang one-on-one situation sa 3x3.
Yung reads kasi, yung basa tapos coupled with the skill set. And when those two combine together, that's what happens.
Rodel Gravera, a three-pointer. Nice pass by LJ Gonzalez.
Now, yan ang mabigat sa Quezon. You've got athletic guys that can run and crash boards, attack with much elevation, and make basket from the outside. Pointing case Gravera, no?
That's Gravera's third basket. He's up to double figures, but he also mentioned the playmaking ability, the stabilizing ability of LJ Gonzalez. It's not necessarily with him shooting the basketball. LJ has only shot the ball once in this game, but Rodel Gravera is feeling it, so LJ will definitely give the ball to him.
Yeah, and he's riding on that. Speaking of LJ, he actually had a shot, but he gave it up because he understands that's the hottest hand right now, and he gave it up to Gravera.
That's 13 points in this game for Rodel Gravera. 5 3-pointers for Quezon. Comia could not answer back, and there's a push by Jem Cruz.
Kita mo kanina yung depensa ni LJ. He had to pick the poison. If he goes under, iskoran siya ni Jeff eh. Wow, this one here.
What a nice feed. LJ Gonzalez to Rodel Gravera. So that's 2 assists for LJ Gonzalez. Let me count his assists. 6 now in total for the former King Tamarao and 13 points for Rodel Gravera.
And I love what Gravera did after giving up that ball back to LJ. He went out and relocated to a spot that he can take a shot freely. And so, yun yung sinasabi natin sa mga players now. You have to relocate when you pass that ball.
This is now the biggest lead for the Huskers. LJ Gonzalez dancing with Jem Cruz. Gonzalez driving kick.
Yeah.
Rodel Gravera. Too strong. Heat check. Trailer, Hubert Cani against Salonga. Cani leans in. No bounce. We're back with LJ.
Kanina yung move ni LJ, alam mo, sineset up na si Gravera. It was actually creating not to make a shot, but to create a shot for Gravera.
Here he is once again. Gonzalez drives. Another feed. Lander Cannon. Salonga will fire. No good. There's a 7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Jem Cruz back up to Renz Palma. 13 seconds. Jeremy, the drive and the leaner. No bounce. Rebound Gravera. Gravera has 7 boards, by the way, with his 13 points.
And he's just been very efficient right here para sa Quezon.
5 seconds. LJ Gonzalez. It's his time. Gonzalez feeds. Alvin Abundo will lose time. But if you're Quezon, you would still be very happy up by 10.
Yeah, definitely. And because you are actually playing to your system and, nothing stopping you from executing. Everybody's just very unselfish. LJ and the rest of the guys have been finding open men and making those attempts outside or inside.
This halftime score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending. GameX.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Mga kaliga, imagine this. Nanood ka lang ng basketball pero umuwi kang my forever. Well, yan ang nangyari sa ating dalawang kaliga na sina Gabriel Mayuga at Meg Valde after their sweet and unforgettable moment sa Quezon Convention Center. Pakinggan natin ang kanilang storya dito sa MPBL Extra.
Si Gabriel Mayuga.
Ako naman po si Meg Valde.
Nagsimula po kami is una 2016, 1 year kaming MU hanggang 2017 officially naging kami.
Actually po magkasama kami sa music ministry sa church namin. So ako po kumakanta, siya tumutugtog kasi bassist po namin siya. So doon naging, although kami po ay schoolmate nung high school, di po kami masyado nagpapansinan or di kami close. Doon po sa church, doon kami naging close, nagkaroon po kami ng communication at doon po nag-start. Usual lang na excited kami manood ng MPBL kasi inaabangan talaga namin yung bawat laro dito. So expect ko lang na manunod kami, happy lang at di ko in-expect na may paganon pala. Kaya nagulat ako at memorable po itong araw na to sa amin.
Actually, wala talaga akong maisip na way kung paano gagawin to. Pero nung sabi ko, super fan kasi kami ng Quezon Huskers. Sabi ko kaya, posible kaya kapag sa MPBL. Sabi ko, parang imposible. Pero hindi ko alam ba't nandito na kami ngayon. Sa harap ng Maharlika, Pilipinas. Hindi lang natin planuhin yung kasal natin at mahalin pa natin yung isa't isa at mag-unawaan lang tayo at sana maging successful din yung susunod na step which is yung wedding natin. Mahal na mahal kita. Love you.
Love you too. So excited ako sa darating na wedding. Ako naman gusto ko lang simple, pero talaga nandun yung sincerity natin. At kasama syempre si Lord. So, I love you, Lovey. So, nagpapasalamat po kami sa MPBL, sa lahat po ng bumubuo nito, sa provincial government, hanggang sa pagtanda namin bilang mag-asawa, di po namin makakalimutan itong araw na to. At nawa po ay magtuloy-tuloy ang mga season, mga laro po sa MPBL. Yun po, maraming salamat po.
Sobrang thankful sa bumubuo ng MPBL, sa lahat ng commissioner, kay Senator Manny Pacquiao, sa buong Quezon. Sobrang thankful kasi nabigyan ako ng opportunity para mag-propose sa girlfriend ko at fiancé ko na ngayon. Sobrang thankful talaga. Salamat. Thank you.
Thank you po. Thank you po.
Halftime score for Quezon versus Negros is 38-28 in favor of the Huskers. This is the biggest lead after all. And this is after Quezon trailed by as many as 7 points. So we've seen a 17-point turnaround so far. Coach Mike, our numbers.
Yeah, and boils down again to efficient shooting para dito sa Quezon. They were able to recover at least kahit paano above 35% shooting sila from the field at 36% versus 21 that of Negros. But really the rebounds again has been the story so far para dito sa Quezon, leading up to those 16 fast break points. But the thing that you like about Negros, talked about this, second chance points, but they have to sustain that all throughout the game as the Quezon Huskers are really starting to build momentum, I guess, lalo at the end of the second quarter.
All right, so let's see if Negros will be able to turn things around. Can they go back to how they started in this game? They've actually made more free throws than field goals so far. 12 out of 19 from the free throw line. And you're seeing the numbers from the field against Rodel Gravera and company. Gravera, by the way, is off to a great start. 13 points and 8 rebounds for the young man who might be replacing Will Gozum in terms of getting a ton of his minutes due to his season-ending injury. Hubert Cani on the other end leads the way for Negros with 10 points to his name. Mark Atabay supports him with 8. On the other end, I did mention Rodel Gravera with 13. Up next is Jason Opiso with 5 points. Lander Cannon has 4 and Gab Banal has 3. So look at that. The top 3 scorers for Quezon are power forwards.
Right.
The ones getting minutes because of the loss of Will Gozum.
And malaki ang ano dyan, factor dyan is yung ball distribution nito ni LJ Gonzalez, and at the same time the effort of these big men to actually run off the floor and go to open spots where they can contribute and score.
LJ Gonzalez shot the ball only once in the first half, but he did have 6 assists. As Hubert Cani just made a 3-pointer, and now off of his steal, it's Renz Palma with a side step, and he was fouled. The late whistle by Jay Castroverde.
Mukhang kay Lander Cannon yung tawag na yun. Yeah.
Renz Palma will proceed to the line. He has an average of 69% in terms of his free throw shooting percentage. That's number 6 in the league among volume free throw shooters. At ayun, mintis ang una ni Renz Palma, as it usually happens. Oh, 2 misses at that.
That was really jinxed.
Yeah, sorry, Renz. On the other end,
May nangyayari talagang ganun eh, no?
LJ, his second shot, short. Yeah, he hasn't scored actually, LJ Gonzalez.
Pero the shots that he's taking are shots that dapat talagang i-take niya dahil sobrang libre.
Magagalitan na siya kung
Pag
hindi pa.
tinira, right.
38-31. Opiso turns around, short. And here's Renz Palma. On to Hubert Cani, who's feeling it. Short, rebound the Iceman. Domark Matiliano, sidestep, and the conversion.
Coach Bonnie cannot be happy with that. Nobody touched that ball going down the floor, and Domark really just parang naging cone drill eh, no? Dinaanan lang lahat eh.
I've been saying his nickname. It was actually coined by Richard Campos, our arena announcer, the Iceman. I've been trying to make sense out of it. I still can't. Richard, if you're watching, feel free to message. Kasi kung akong papapiliin, ang nickname na ibibigay ko sa kanya, The Marked Man.
Ah.
Gets mo bakit?
Yeah. Dahil siya ang pumupuntos?
Hindi, kasi Domark.
Oh,
The Marked Man.
Domark man. I was on the last name. My God.
Miss by Gabanal.
Saludo talaga ako sa iyo.
Sensya na kayo kung nakakornihan kayo sa akin sa araw na ito. As Hubert Cani was fouled once again. LJ Gonzalez called for the foul, and here's Hubert Cani at the stripe. He's now tied with Gravera as the leading scorers in this game. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
And I was going to say, Hubert is actually very active here offensively to start the third quarter, and rightfully so. because they're staring at a 9-point deficit and they got a good chance to close that gap. And he has to be the one leading it, but you got to make those shots.
Yeah, so that's 4 straight missed free throws for
Yeah.
Negros.
Yeah.
2 from Palma and 2 from Gani.
Actually, plus 12 sila sa attempts ng free throws, pero plus 5 lang sa makes over Quezon.
Jason Opiso just made a shot, so that makes it plus 4 in terms of makes. Oh, sorry, you were talking about free throws.
Free throws, yeah.
Okay, so never mind what I said. Field goal story, though, it's at 35% for Quezon and 22 for Negros. Montiliano to Gab Banal. Trying to post up against Palma. It's Lander Cannon. 10 on the shot clock. Montiliano back to Cannon. One more bounce. It's Opiso. Short stab.
Well, again, concept-based offense in full display para dito sa Quezon. Everybody just moving based on triggers and allowing that flow really to come in.
Hubert Cani stays aggressive. He will go back to the stripe.
That offense really started with them reading na Gab Banal wanted a post-up. And so, yung mga papunta doon kay Gab, bumalik. They allowed that entire space for Gab to operate. And since that wasn't there, everything just started to fall into place until that basket was made.
Here we go again with Hubert Cani. Another miss.
Oh, wow. That's 5?
Yeah, 5 straight.
Yeah.
And Negros is at 12 out of 24. 50% from the stripe.
It's 12 missed free throws altogether. Oh, another
Make
one.
it 13. 6 straight misses for Negros. Jem Cruz missing from the field. Their 3-point shooting is at 3 out of 14.
And Coach Bonnie tells them to relax, settle down, because these missed free throws shouldn't be happening.
So it's 20% from the field, 20% from 3, and 50% from the stripe for Negros. Alvin Abundo on the other end, misfires. Rebound, Renz Palma. Palma behind the back. Now he's used to that.
Yeah. Classic Renz Palma move yun eh.
Basic na sa kanya. Hindi na nga siya nagiging highlight eh, kasi normal na. But here we go again, Coach Mike. Free throws for Negros.
Who's finally gonna break that free throw make?
The first one is good. The first free throw make after 7 tries for the Negros Muscovados.
That even barely went in there.
2 out of 2. He would gladly take that. 44-33 under 6.5 minutes in the third. The mark man onto Lander Cannon.
Good
Nice pass. Abundo will finish. That's off of Jason Opiso.
Perfect, good read. Pressure release from the top guy and allowing that lower guy to just cut back door.
Marcatabay could not score on the other end. 46-33. Quezon with some momentum. Cabanal onto Jason Opiso. Banal attacks. There's the feed. Abundo fakes. Alvin leans in. Short. And we're back with Renz. Palma will score. I thought he was going to go behind the back again.
Oo nga. Pwede na sanang i-pull up pero diniin pa rin ni Renz eh. In the hope, I guess, of getting an end one.
46-35, Gabanal.
Sumona na.
Banal says no problem.
Kaya no wonder kanina na nakita nilang gustong pumoste ni Gab. Okay, Gab, you go. Because he's very much a capable post-up finisher.
That's 5 points, 2 out of 5 shooting for Gabanal. The Pobres lost the ball. Patiliano, bounce, one more. Abundo. Good anticipation by Hubert Cani.
Yeah, he waited for that pass. Alam niyang ibabalik eh.
The cross. Cani, that's a foul.
Oh, wow.
Yung mga professional scorers talaga, alam nila kung kailan bubunggo eh.
Oh. yung leverage that you get out of that, and separation also. Rejects that ball screen, drives inside, gets into the chest, uses that bump to create that leverage for that finish.
That's 15 points for Hubert Cani in this game. Here's the leading scorer of Quezon, Rodel Gravera, making his appearance once again in this matchup. It should be his first appearance in the second half.
Yeah. First time back.
48-38. Abundo. 9 on the shot clock. Alvin. Bounce pass.
Good
Christian
read.
Bunyag. Too strong on the layup.
Good read.
Hubert Cani. Down to Jem Cruz. Down the middle he goes. Jem. Contested well by Bunyag. That's what length does. Able to bother the shot of Jem Cruz.
That's right. Tsaka yung activity on the legs, no? Just keeps moving that leg, not giving any advantage to the offensive player.
The foul in the interior as Renz Palma was trying to deny the offensive player. He will now sit down. Jeff Comia comes back in.
At saka regardless of your defensive schemes, at the end of the day, it's a matter of breaking down your first line of defender if you're on ball. You have to be able to beat him to a spot.
Gabanal. Cyrus Torres from the corner. Welcome home.
He's like 3 out of 3 from that spot, leading back to that Quezon game, right?
Batangas game.
Batangas game, right?
In Quezon.
In
Tama ka rin
Quezon,
naman.
yeah, Quezon.
Jem Cruz able to score.
Yung may mga players from the lower tier teams that if you pick them out and insert them to the other top teams would really contribute kagad, and Jem is one of them, I guess. That could really, make an impact to any roster at least added to.
Well, he's been raising his value since Batangas to Bulacan and now on to Negros. Paganda na paganda ang kanyang performance.
Right.
But can he continue as Cyrus Torres makes back-to-back three-pointers?
There are guys who take shots from 3, but then again, there are guys who calmly and confidently take those, and Cyrus is up there. I mean, I've never seen him parang rattled na tumira ng 3. Palaging kalmado and properly squared.
Well, that has been his role all his life. He started his basketball days, as mentioned by Sydney, in Santo Tomas, Pampanga. In the previous game, it was the home court of the Quezon Huskers, but now it's his own home court. A lot of comfort for Cyrus Torres as we have a challenge for Quezon. It's Alvin Abundo who was unhappy with the call of the referee.
That is right now 7 of 22 on 3s para dito sa Quezon. And they average normally about 31 attempts per game.
How many makes?
Makes 8. They're number 5.
Average na. We'll take a break.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. Ball possession stays with Negros.
I hope everybody saw that reaction by Alvin Abundo, who got all ball. Apparently that is the case, but Negros will keep possession. After that successful challenge, here's Coach Eric Gonzalez, strict as he always is.
Actually, matutuwa ka talaga kasi 2 beses siyang dumepensa doon eh. Yung isang tapik, tas dinefend niya sa referee na.
Oo nga.
That's all ball.
He's always been very passionate about these challenges. Itong si Alvin Abundo. Good to see the trust pay off between him and Coach Eric. 5 on the shot clock. Gayolingo able to convert from downtown.
Oh, good shot right there. Defense went under. You take that shot every time. Just a matter of makes.
54-43. 5 points for Bill Gayolingo. Abundo to Cyrus Torres. Back to the left, Thomas Torres. It's Gravera. That's stolen away.
Good steal.
Jem Cruz. Step back. Losing Bunyag. Short. Gravera. His turn to attack. Rodel lost the ball. Another turnover. 3-on-2 action. Gayolingo all the way for 2.
This is a quick 5-point run para dito sa Negros. They're now down only by 9.
A minute and 40 before the end of the third. Gravera. Thomas Torres for 3. In and out. Good tap. That's by Bunyag. Leading the ball onto Rodel Gravera.
Iba na talaga pagka may height advantage ka. Even if you're able to locate and box him out, still the activity would matter on that touch.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Bill Gayolingo given space. You did mention if your defender goes under the screen, you make him pay.
Yep.
Gravera is at the stripe. First one is good. He's up to 14 points. And he continues to be the leading scorer of the Quezon Huskers.
He's just been very efficient on the floor in, both ends, no? Talagang tumutulong eh.
Comia down the middle. What a move!
There you go. You don't give that middle lane to a Jeff Comia who's coming from the right side of the floor. That's done.
It's just so explosive.
Yeah.
And he can finish left or right. Robin Ronyo, too strong on his 3. Takbo sa kabila. 3-on-4 action. Rix Ramos.
This is an important run here para sa Negros.
Gayolingo. Oh, he's able to escape. What a move by Bill Gayolingo.
A 6-point game. It's a 6-point game here.
The lead was at 14 when it was at its largest. Gayolingo, though, feeling it a bit too much as he fouled a Quezon Husker. And now Domark Matiliano will check in for Cyrus Torres. "50 seconds before the end of the third. Thomas Torres. Rivera. His 3-pointer. In and out. Ball tapped and recovered by Robin Ronyo. Thomas, nice fake. Thomas Torres up and under. 2 free throws.
And really that right side of the floor really opened up. And you see Coach Eric right there seeing what else they can adjust. Wala was a good read para dito kay Torres. It really started with that up fake. Kumagat eh.
Hindi ko alam kung yung up pick na yun ay nakapagbigay ng buwelo sa kanya para mag-up and under.
Oh, yeah.
We don't normally see it from Thomas, but we would gladly take it.
And so kanina si Jeff was actually talking to James and telling him, you have to be mindful of up fakes. Stay composed and stable lang.
There's Bea Escudero, the love of Thomas Torres' life. Katabi niya si Prince Rivero at si RJ Minerva nandun din. 56-49. Jeff Comia against Domark Matiliano. Comia attacks again. Wow, what a baller.
Yeah. Let me tell you how difficult that shot was. He actually had one guy on the help side. There's the opposite elbow. That drive right there was really difficult. 2 guys on the help side to prevent him from driving, but still he was able to get in and finish off with the right hand. It's an excellent move by Jeff.
Let's see if he has built some good momentum for himself, well enough for it to be translated in the 4th frame. Free throw converted. 2-possession game, 56-52. 10 seconds. Thomas Torres against Bill Gayolingo. Kick out. Gravera for 3. Too strong. That could have been big. But what a quarter for Negros.
Yeah, one of the really good things that happened in that quarter, aside from the missed free throws early on, it's just them outscoring Quezon here, 23-18. And kung pumasok pa yung mga free throws, iba siguro complexion ito.
That's right. Rodel Gravera though continues to play very well. 14 points and 10 rebounds to his name. Although he kind of slowed down by the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
Good thing is, he still leads the scorers for Quezon. And he's just behind Hubert Cani with 16 so far. This end of the third quarter score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. Ngayon, oras na para ibigay natin sa ating muscular and sporty courtside reporter na si Cindy Crespo. Sid, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Migs. Before Negros scored 24 in the third quarter, medyo lousy pa raw ang execution ng kanilang offense according to Coach Bonnie Garcia in the first half. He noticed that some of them may be impatient in finding the open guy. Ika nga niya, hindi pwedeng palitan lang ng run tapos magre-relax. While on the other hand, masakit para sa kanila ang mga binibigay na 3 points ng Huskers kanina. Para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez, he likes their defense in the first half, pero kailangan pa raw nilang magtulong-tulong as he wants them more to fight for the ball. Back to you guys.
There you have it, the sense of urgency from both of our coaches. But I'd like to highlight even more what Coach Bonnie said as there you go, a three-pointer right on cue by Jason Opiso. If you're Negros, now is the time for you to pull through. It is the fourth quarter. You did have a monstrous third frame, scoring 24 and only allowing 18. But now that you have momentum, you won't want that back and forth against Quezon.
Yeah, you cannot afford to just be back and forth this quarter. You have to have that finish mentality to, score a lot and then defend. Lalo na sa mga three-pointers na na-mention mo kanina, Migs. They're actually a plus 12, plus 11 in attempts para dito sa Quezon.
And since you mentioned the word finish, we have to remember, Quezon knows how to finish.
Oh, yeah.
Simon Sandagon scores in the interior.
And you have to be mindful, there's still that LJ Gonzalez and the Topeng Lagrama combo at the guard position. So every time gustuhin tumakbo nitong Quezon, you have to go back and defend transition.
I like that point. Topeng Lagrama has been that impressive in the 6th season of the MPBL na nagsasabay na ang dalawang point guard ng Quezon.
Yeah.
But how about the point guard on the other end, Bill Gayolingo?
Yeah, and they're making a case for that. Performing really well. Start pa ng third quarter. Kailangan lang masustain yan.
Gayolingo, by the way, has 11 points to his name. Sandagon got blocked. Atabay wants a challenge.
And again, much as we love the athleticism of Sandagon, minsan back to the basket, iba yung iba yung attack niya, rather than face up.
Well, he actually has the same story as Mark Atabay. We were joking around with him while they were warming up na hindi siya masyado pinapasahan ni LJ Gonzalez nung nasa FEU pa sila. Kasi nga hindi pa ganun kagaling mag-finish itong si Simon Sandagon. But then again, nowadays, he would be branded by Gabanal as the ideal big man. LJ Gonzalez is very proud of him as well in terms of how he can finish. He has certainly come a long way. And LJ says that it's his work ethic. Since their FEU days, kitang-kita niya na yon. Mabuti nga nag-pay off na at nare-recognize na si Simon Sandagon. And as a commentator, might I say, ang ganda i-pronounce ng pangalan niya.
Yeah.
Simon Sandagon.
Yeah.
It's
I
very
totally
catchy.
agree. I totally agree.
Okay, so again, we have a challenge on the foul by Mark Atabay. Coach Bonnie is using this time to talk to his team. Okay, so if you heard it through our microphones, referee Jay Castroverde told us that the challenge is successful, and because there wasn't clear possession between Sandagon and Atabay, then we're gonna follow the jump ball possession arrow pointing Quezon's way.
Yeah, Quezon's way. Alam mo ito si Ref Jay Castroverde is one of the, I guess if we talk about players with a lot of energy, isa na to sa mga mataas ng energy rin.
Yes.
Every time he approaches us, he's
Upon
got
review,
that
the challenge
parang,
was successful,
enthusiasm in doing what he
resulting to
does.
a jump ball.
Well, to be quite honest with you, I hope every referee will be like that as well, because we do need their help from the sideline. And we get to see that successful challenge on the clean block by Mark Atabay.
That was all ball on Mark.
Topping Nagrama, 4 on the shot clock. Do they know about it? Sandagon will fire. Too strong. Rebound Gayolingo. He could be playing the game of his life, by the way. Gayolingo misfiring. Forward pass.
But you got to keep up with the guards of Quezon as well.
Everything happening so fast. Gabanal onto Topeng.
Oh, man.
Could have shot that ball. That was tapped away by Negros. Now Renz Palma will check in.
Well, you look at the pace of that ball moving para sa Quezon, no? Talaga, they're trying to move that ball real quick. A good deflection by Negros.
61-54. The biggest lead is once again 14. Topeng Nagrama misfires. Rebound LJ Gonzalez. They go to Gabanal. His turn. Too strong.
Shots not falling so far on the last few attempts para dito sa Quezon.
They're 22 out of 60 from the field, 8 out of 30 from downtown. Half of their shots have come from Curryland. Another chance here for Negros. James Una. Too strong. And that's a foul. Comia held on to LJ Gonzalez.
Yeah, and so far the threes have not been falling so much para dito sa Negros. They so far have only converted 4 of their 17 attempts.
So 3-point shooting in total is at, that was their 18th attempt, by the way.
Yeah, 18. Right.
So it's now 12 out of 48. 25%.
Yeah.
3 minutes gone by. Cyrus Torres, that's a mismatch. Nagrama onto Banal, 8 on the shot clock. There's the lob, Simon Sandagon. Oh, sorry, miss. I thought he was going for the dunk, actually.
Yeah, that's more like his strong finish, itong si Simon Sandagon. I mean, he got that defender up in the air. Medyo kinulang lang ng konti sa pectus.
All right, let's see that beautiful move by Bill Gayolingo. Again, he might be playing the game of his life.
Yep.
And we have our lucky fan of the game brought to you by Buenas.
And he's got 11 crucial points para dito sa Negros. And, you know, Gayolingo has just been a really good contributor para dito sa Negros.
I actually wonder if Hubert Cani will replace him later on. Or magsasabay ba yung dalawa? Because of how good Bill has been playing. Although, let's face it, he might be fatigued by then.
Yeah. Either he gets a little rest and then come back later on that late run for Negros.
The score still is 61-54. Gayolingo down the middle. There's Atabay who scores.
Well, that's his shot. Yan yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina. Yun ang tira talaga ni Mark Atabay. A little flare on that short corner.
Short stab on the other end. It did not work for Gabanal. And here's Jeff Comia. He loves this, the open court. Comia, oh, he almost traveled. 2 points for Jeff Comia. And it's a one-possession game.
And you can just shake your head with that move. I mean, he practically read Simon as he was going down, heading downhill. Alam na niya kung saan spot yung i-claim niya.
61-58. Under 6 minutes to go. Jason Apiso will score.
Finally, a made basket from the field para dito sa Quezon. They've had, what, 3-4 empty possessions so far.
14 points for Jason Opiso with his 10 rebounds. And that's an 8-second violation. Good defense by Topeng Negrama.
Yeah, none of the teammates actually showed up to pass the ball and receive it on the other end.
So Giolingo will now sit down. And yes, it's Hubert Cani who replaced him.
I say he comes back roughly about the 4 or the 3-minute mark to finish off this game with Hubert. He's just been really good.
LJ Gonzalez. Nice pass. Opiso being patient. 3 seconds. Sandagon traveling.
Prior to that play, kita mo si Hubert Cani nung one-on-one versus LJ. He said, help side on the middle. He was pointing to the floor, literally asking somebody to be there because he knows that drive's going to be on the middle. Thankfully, hindi tinira ni Opiso. Otherwise, that would have been an easy score para sa Quezon.
Now Opiso sits down. It's Abundo, Gonzalez, Gravera, Sandagon, and Cyrus Torres for the Huskers. And for the Muscovados, we have Cani, Palma, Atabay, Comia, and Jem Cruz. 6 on the shot clock. Hubert Cani for 3. Short. LJ Gonzalez working with Gravera. LJ, he escapes. Nice block by Mark Atabay.
Good recovery by Mark.
On the other end, can Negros convert? Mark Atabay. Everybody caught him. Dribbling violation. That was a fun moment for everybody inside the Brenzigel Convention Center.
I was thinking he was actually looking at the weak side corner. May tao sa corner, papasahan niya siguro. A moment of indecisiveness caught them with that turnover.
It's turnover number 7, by the way, for Negros. Which is good, right?
Right, because normally they'd be at 13, 14 per game.
Missed by Cyrus Torres, Alvin Abundo. Give and go. Gravera leaning in. He doesn't score.
Well, he's been scoreless for quite a while.
Negros has had their chances, but can they convert? Hubert Cani blitzed, and he was fouled.
And I love the battle of these guards, Hubert Cani and LJ Gonzalez. This is a classic right here.
One guy is trying to school his junior in FEU. The other is trying to prove to Escuya that he's better than him.
Yeah.
Cani onto Atabay. Oh, he could have shot that ball. Jem Cruz short. Rebound Abundo. 2-on-2. LJ Gonzalez. Too easy.
Yeah, downhill with that much space. You know, airborne, medyo mahirap na. I-check si LJ doon.
First 2 points in this game for LJ Gonzalez out of 4 tries. Jeff Comia leaning in. Sorry, miss. 2 free throws. Let's see that replay. Alvin Abundo pushing. And every time you have LJ Gonzalez streaking, that's normally a good thing for you.
Yeah. Airborne, alam na ni Hubert. Wala na siya magagawa doon. Just let him go and defend the other way. Pero right now, si Jeff Comia is taking matters into his own hands. They're down 7 with this much time left.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Free throw shooting is now at 16 out of 30 for Negros.
Wow, and those 14, 13 missed free throws should matter at the end of the game.
Well, they're down by 7.
Yeah.
Second one is good. 3.5 minutes remaining. It's a 2-possession game. After this, we have Pampanga taking on Sarangani. Oh, Rodel Gravera.
Oh my God. What a move by Rodel.
A lot of sauce on that layup.
He waited for Mark to go down before he took that shot. Look at that.
He must have a huge right hand for him to be able to control the ball that way.
Yeah, that's an advantage if you can palm that ball that way.
Del Gravera continues to lead the way in scoring for Quezon. He's up to 16, tying the tally of Hubert Cani. More importantly, it's now an 8-point advantage. Hubert Cani has had to be aggressive in this game. He's hit 3 3-pointers, tallying 16 with 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Although, lately, it's been more challenging for him to find the rim.
That's right. And, you know, yung numbers na yan ni Hubert Cani, if nag-collaborate yung made free throws nila, this would have been a different complexion altogether for Negros.
Hubert Cani's free throw shooting is 3 out of 11. Whew. Yep. It might be a long day at his next practice in terms of him shooting from the stripe.
Well, sabi nga ni Coach Christian kahapon, there's 2 lines that you win games on. It's the 94 feet in end
Nice
of the game.
block.
Good block.
That's Rodel Gravera with the rejection. So you were talking about 2 lines?
Yeah, it's the 94 feet game and that 15-foot line. So that's where you win it.
94 feet is what? Baseline?
Baseline, end line
Okay.
to end line. It matters how you play that entire floor in
Sorry,
that
ah.
15-foot line.
Sorry, ako never ko
Sorry.
sinuwat yung court.
Sorry. Huwag ka na magalit.
Okay, let's go back. Baseline inbound. Renz Palma. Tried to be creative there. To no avail. And the Huskers control. 3 minutes to go. Rodel Gravera. On to Gab Banal, losing his defender. Gravera back at it again.
Twice that give and go with Gab Banal has worked to a T para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
18 points and 10 rebounds for Gravera. Cani misfires. Rebound Gab Banal.
And if you're Negros, you have to expect that defense is gonna tighten up a little bit para dito sa Quezon. They want to finish this off. And so you gotta get over that and make your own little run.
Banal onto Abundo for 3. Short. Almost a putback there by Gravera. Here's Hubert Cani. Baseline.
Good move.
Able to fake out Gab Banal.
That's a great move by Hubert Cani. Rejected that ball screen, froze it a little bit. When the defense stopped, went in and attacked the other way.
They're gonna need more of that. Hubert Cani now up to 18 points as well. He is shooting 6 out of 14 from the field. Let's see the time. 2 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Quezon is up by 8. It's going to be tough for the Negros Muscovados moving forward. They will take on Pampanga, Quezon City, and Davao Occidental. The Tigers have been on a roll, by the way.
Yeah, and maganda yung pinapakita ng Davao right now.
They defeated Valenzuela,
In their last game, right?
and that was inside the West Arena. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Gab Banal onto the left, Gravera, 2 seconds, Rodel, short, forward pass. Negros down by 8. Can they convert? Renz Palma attacks. Could have laid it up.
Yeah.
Hubert Cani, a big one. In and out. Rebound, Sandagon.
And the shot selection has really gone down. At least in the last 3 possessions para dito sa Negros. And part of it is because of the defense of Quezon. They're just sticking to that one-on-one single coverage and making it difficult for the creator to make any opportunities to score.
Steal. Hubert Cani on the move. Oh, he lost the ball momentarily. He needs a teammate. There's the trailer. Palma. A three-pointer. Short. Almost a steal by Jem Cruz.
Well, they got their chances. And they're just not making, lalo na yun sa free throw game. That was pretty huge.
69-61. Back with LJ Gonzalez. A 3, a foul, and 3 free throws. Poor closeout by Mark Atabay.
Yeah. And somehow yung body language ng Negros, much as you loved how they performed that third quarter, the latter part of the fourth, medyo bumaba ng konti na yung energy nitong Negros.
3 free throws for LJ Gonzalez. This is his first trip to the stripe. He can actually score more points on the free throw line compared to the field. He's 1 out of 4 from the field in this game. This guy actually was sick.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Days before their Batangas City game.
Wow.
He only had 1 practice before that game. And yet he was still clutch.
Oh, yeah. He was solid in that game. We were watching at home and, you know, we were jumping up on every clutch basket there was. Riley, my youngest, was shouting every time clutch basket, yeah, until overtime.
And he's normally quiet.
Yeah.
LJ Gonzalez escapes and scores.
Wow, total breakdown defensively right there.
Here's the thing, if I may. LJ Gonzalez hasn't really played top-notch in terms of being all out all game long. In all of his appearance so far in the MPBL. I just know it. Having watched this guy in the UAAP, I know that he can do a lot more, and he gives us those flashes every time it's end game. That's why I want to see him in the playoffs. Kasi sa playoffs, wala ka ng choice. Kailangan all out ka nun mula simula hanggang pagkatapos.
And so in other words, kung feeling natin na nakadiin na si LJ ngayon, hindi pa eh, no?
Oh, wala
There's
pa yan.
still so much more. There's so much more.
Well, one can understand because load management is a thing here in the MPBL, and of course, if you're LJ as well, you're also adjusting to this league, the travel, among others. Mainit pa sa simula ng ating kumpanya or campaign. Kumpanya. That was wrong. And there you see our VIPs, Kenneth Duremdes, Emer Oreta, and Rudy Distrito. Rudy's trying to teach Emer how to play defense.
Oh, yeah. Trying to do a little in and out, huh?
I like that. 73-61. Sideline inbound for the Negros Muscavados. 27 seconds. Hubert Cani. Well, that's a foul by Salonga. That's the second to the last foul to give by Quezon.
And you can even make a case that Iolingo, had not he performed the way that he did, would have been medyo malaking separation pa, no?
Yeah. Iolingo had 11 points. Was it all in the second half? Let's check that. 9 in the second half. Mostly in the third quarter.
Tsaka yung mga baskets kasi niya is hindi mo akalaing makakascore pa yung Negros, eh, no? He was able to get in there, lalo na yung mga inside drives niya.
But as Sydney reported, and we did argue, hindi pwedeng palitan.
Yeah.
Sa fourth quarter. Negros ultimately wasn't able to get the advantage. At some point, the closest was at 3 points.
And I guess every time that you go up against a top-tier team right now, it has to be, I guess, a breakthrough performance for you because, you at the end of the day, it's the roster, the system, the camaraderie, the chemistry would come into play in a close game. Oh.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a technical foul. That's why we saw a free throw. Salonga did pull on the shirt of Kani, which is illegal. And now we have a foul again.
And I think previous to that, kasi nung unang foul ni Salonga, medyo nakalmot yata si Hubert eh.
Okay.
Yeah, prior to that. That was the second time. No one underneath.
So parang dalawang warning.
Dalawang.
A lot of things are still happening here with 20 seconds remaining. This is practically done. Every time I say that, it just makes me go back to the miracles that we've seen lately. And we have a challenge. Negros just not going away here. Okay, we'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was inconclusive. Call on the floor stays. Foul on number 7.
Okay, so the challenge was inconclusive. That's why we saw some laughter come from that bench of Quezon. And they were unhappy with that foul called on Gabanal.
Missed free throws pa rin dito para sa Negros. They're gonna have a lot of practice on that line. Oh man.
So that's what, 18 out of 34. Just a shade above 50%. That's it. Quezon won't shoot anymore. So the Quezon Huskers will stay undefeated. They move up to 9 wins and 0 losses. As for Negros, they will go down to 4 wins and 7 losses. It's back-to-back defeats already for Hubert Cani and the rest of the Muscovados. You did mention free throw shooting would be a theme in their next practice. On the other end for Quezon, so in this game, we dearly missed the presence of Will Gozum, who will be out for the season. Get well soon, Will. But there was a theme and it was the emergence of power forwards. The Lander Cannons, the Jason Opisos, who also had a double-double of 14 and 10, but our best player is the starting power forward in Rodel Gravera with 18 points and 12 rebounds to his name. He is our best player of the game, brought to you by Buenas.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because he was very efficient in that first half, able to finish off later in the fourth, defensively getting those blocks and those exciting finishes on those plays inside. Really just the guy that made this win possible para dito sa Quezon.
Congratulations to Rodel Gravera and the rest of the Quezon Huskers. The question is, can he be consistent at this role for Coach Eric Gonzalez? This final score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Let's go to Sydney.
Huskers now with a flawless 9 at ang kanilang homegrown na si Rodel Gravera ang ating best player of the game with 18 points and 12 rebounds. Rodel, congratulations sa iyong double-double performance at sa iyong first best player award. Anong masasabi mo sa opportunity na ito na you played more minutes tonight na hindi mo naman rin sinayang?
Una sa lahat, nagpapasalamat sa amin sa Panginoon. Siguro, ginrab ko lang yung opportunity at tinabaho ko talaga. At saka ginawa lang namin yung best namin.
Speaking of trabaho, Quezon will be missing Will Gozum for the rest of the season due to ACL. Coach Eric says he's looking for more guys to step up and fill in the gaps. Kung ikaw na ngayon, considering your performance tonight, paano mo tatrabahuin ito?
Siguro, gawin ko lang yung ginagawa ni Will. Kahit wala si Will, nag-stick lang kami palagi kay Coach. Yun.
Rodel, sinong gusto mong batiin at pasalamatan?
Binabati ko pala yung mga boss namin, Boss RD, Doc Helentan, Kong Mike, Mayor Ralph Lim, at saka yung family ko dyan sa Bacolod.
Once again, congratulations, Rodel Gravera. Rodel Gravera, our Buenas best player of the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sid. There you go. Good stepping up for the Quezon Huskers as they stay undefeated. And up next, we have the Pampanga Giant Lanterns defending their home court for the 7th time in the 6th season of the MPBL. They're undefeated at home. They will take on the ever so unpredictable Sarangani Marlins. Thank you for joining us for our second game. On behalf of Sidney Crespo and my partner, Coach Mike Perez, my name is Mix Gomez. At nagbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.